a special program for you this evening, but before we get to it, a word to our viewers. We would very much appreciate your support so that we can continue to bring you the kind of reporting we've been bringing over the past several years on this program and now on television. We would like to continue doing on-site reporting, location reporting, like the kind I'm just about to tell you about. To do that, your support would be very much appreciated. You can support this program by becoming a subscriber at www.patreon, that's patreon.com/the0hour. Thank you. We appreciate it. Now, over the past week, a conference was held in Chicago, Illinois called the People's Summit. It was the second annual People's Summit event. This gathering is intended to keep the momentum going from the Bernie Sanders campaign. Those of you who are regular listeners to our program know that I was the head writer for the Bernie Sanders presidential campaign. That started a movement to change the country, a movement that had really been growing for some time with Occupy Wall Street and so on. So really, it's an important gathering. We were delighted to be there. We also, in addition to hearing many fine speakers, chaired a panel on entitled For the Public Good, for the Common Good rather, expanding public programs and resisting Wall Street. And in the course of leading that panel, we had a moving moment when a woman with a permanent disability stood up to say she had driven all the way from Pennsylvania to Chicago to keep pushing for universal health care. She had a huge bag of her medications she showed us to show how urgently she needs medical coverage. You will hear her question in a moment and see her question, and you will hear an answer from Michael Leidy. Michael is the Public Policy Director for National Nurses United, which co-sponsored the event with People's Action and the Sanders Institute. So please give her a listen. It was a moving and insightful moment, and after that we'll be back with more comments.
It's been really difficult, and people don't listen. People don't look at you as a person. You're a number to them in the system, and I'm so tired of this system that is working for the wealthy. Why should you get more? How is it that I have poor benefits that are elected officials that aren't working to represent you? They're not working to represent me. And I want to change that. I drove all the way from Lancaster over here to help change that. I'm working my ass off to change that. So please stand with me. You know, it's not okay. We should be taking care of everybody from women who are pregnant all the way to the elderly. Our elderly should not be cutting their pills in half, because I know what that is like. And they cut their pills in half just to sustain it a little longer, because I can't go see the doctor because that costs money. It's not okay. We can do better than this. And so I want to know how I can put more pressure on Wall Street, especially with this Robin Hood tax, because yes, give me tights, give me the arrow, I'm going to go and I'll do that. That's okay. I'll take my medication with me.
Well, it sounds like you can do a lot for that campaign, so maybe we should be asking for your help rather than the other way around. The RobinHoodTax.org, we've done actions around the country, we continue to do them. We have a bill in Congress that Keith Ellison sponsored, and Senator Sanders' bill in Congress as well. So we urge, we'd like Elizabeth Warren on that bill. Some of us don't think that Elizabeth Warren is sufficiently progressive on these issues, right? Including Medicare for all and the financial transaction tax. We think progressives need to stand up. So pressure, and the senator, I'm trying to remember the senator's name, Bob Casey, I think, is the Democratic senator from Pennsylvania. He needs to be on this legislation because every one of his constituents could benefit. So that's really, and with direct action against Wall Street too, we have done it. So we need to organize that. And this is pervasive. It's pervasive everywhere in the country. These financial institutions, you see Charles Schwab, brokerages on every corner, right? Why is that? Because there is so much wealth and power devoted to that industry and its continuation. We got to challenge it at all levels. So thank you for your organizing and your passion. Thank you.
And I have nothing to add, but I'll give you a hug if you want one. You want a hug? For the whole audience, I'm giving you a hug. You know, I gave that young woman a hug because it seemed like the right thing to do in the moment. But I also have a thought about that, which is, look, words are critical. Words are important. Words are the fabric of our connection to one another. I've dedicated my life's work to words, so I don't diminish the power of words. But sometimes words have to be translated into action. And sometimes that action can be as simple as a gesture of love, because our actions to improve our society, our actions to improve our lives, our actions to improve our nation and our world must come from a sentiment of love, must be driven and illuminated by love. If we are going to stop the senseless gun violence in this country, including the gun violence that affected Republican members of Congress the other day, we are going to have to stop it with wisdom and love.